Things are good. Alrighty, how are y'all doing today? This is Rahyah, the Rahyah, actually, if you will, because we are back to being called that, of course. Um, so I was a little late to reacting to the Path of Exile Mirage content reveal. To be honest, I haven't really played Path of Exile 1 as seriously since the Settlers of Calgary League. Nothing wrong with the two leagues beforehand. I just didn't really have the time, and I was kind of sinking my time into Path of Exile 2. Still very casual, because you know that I am the most amazing and most uber casual on the planet when it comes to ARPGs, but they're a slow and burn process for me. So I progress to them at a bit of a slower rate than most other individuals do. But that's because I'm genuinely trying to really learn the systems and kind of understand like all the math behind it, because it is a very complicated game, but my god, is it beautiful. I really like the gameplay of it too, for both Path of Exile 1 and 2. Haven't seen really much of anything for the Mirage content reveal at all. Let me see if I get this dashboard up real quick. Is it working? Ah, perfect. Just to make sure to shout out some followers that I had gained. Curtis Chandler 25 and Lotus. I had received follows from you guys a few days ago in the past. I want to say thank you for that. I appreciate y'all's support. We're almost at 100 followers. I know I've been really slow at it. To be fair, my fault. Not really taking this as seriously as I should. And frankly, I'm never a fan of the phrase better late than never, because I hate being late. But I'm not really being paid for this yet. So, without further ado, I'm going to mute this one song from last epoch that I like very much, and we are going to watch Jonathan Rogers wow us with the Mirage content reveal. If there's anything to learn from Zizarin's thumbnail of that video, it seems like it's going to be a great time. But let's forget about me. Let's talk about you, Grinding Gear Games.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from
Hi, Jonathan.
Gear Games. Welcome to GGG Live.
Is that full English?
Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage, which is coming out 1 week from now on March 6th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream.
Real quick, March 6th, we won't be streaming it until later at night. I do have work that day, but on that Saturday, you can expect to see a lot of content.
So you'll be able to claim your Mirage weapon effect by following the instructions below. Now first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile Mirage.
Show me. Show me the good details.
They were bound.
That's loud.
But not to suffer.
Oh, the Jinn. Are we gonna see Babala? Oh, Balbala?
Aphor would assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains. Rescue.
So this is going to be like maybe a Vastiri desert themed place?
A wish.
Oh. We're adding roguelike mechanics? I mean, I'm pretty sure this exists already, but okay.
An ancient evil yearns for his freedom. We must.
Okay, that's really fucking cool. Real quick again, how does a free game still have better boss design than Diablo 4? I still cannot bring myself to really understand this. How's it going, Moss? Good to see you, man. Oh, new gems? Ah, shit. God damn it. Why do I always do this? These already a thing? Oh, they're imbued. Okay. There's extra stuff. That looks sick. And restore them? I saw the trailer for that. Boys, I'm going all holy next build. You guys know I love my Radiance. Fractured Atlas, Memory Vaults. Oh no, not another Ascendancy. Zorak will be free, or Zoran. I've heard that name before. I'm still very new to the lore of the game. To be fair, I was asking questions about Path of Exile's 2's lore before anything.
Today's stream will take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries
Chat, is the volume okay for the audio?
and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima. There are also significant in-game changes coming
There
alongside
you go.
Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match. After that, we
Over
got to talk
40
about a
new
slew of
exceptional
wholly 10+
support
skills and
gems.
supports, as well as an additional Ascendancy class option added to the Scion.
The Scion? Maybe I'll play Scion for once. By the way, guys, I'm always a huge fan when they bring new unique items. I know that unique fatigue is kind of a thing in Path of Exile, but just when it comes to RPGs in general, I personally love chasing unique items because the ARPG genre, if you don't know anything about me, saved me from the horrendous gambling addiction I had to mobile gacha games. I get the same dopamine hit and very similar satisfaction to when I get something cool in these games versus back when I was spending, and I shit you not, over $12,000 in Dragon Ball Z, Dokkan Battle Legends combined, only for those units to be power crept. So this genre of games has quite literally saved me from homelessness.
Which some of you may find familiar. Next, we'll cover our new supporter packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session,
Now that will compromise my finances, but we'll talk about that later.
where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM NZT or 2 PM PST. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Sorry I'm pausing so much,
I'm
by the
Mark
way.
Roberts, game director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Ufarud, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They
Those
are
are
outcasts
fucking
of
dope.
outcasts, with no home or promised land. Instead, they seek their sovereignty through darker means. The Ufarud have captured
know what
the
I
souls
wonder?
of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are
Since some of them are necromancers and like there's obviously some undead and some real dead, I wonder if some of those individuals are going to become part of the slaves of the Marraketh that end up walking the Ardura cavern. That would be kind of cool, like if we actually see a transition to like certain world building elements.
killing them, sapping their energies for purposes unknown.
To be
You
fair,
must
the
fight
people
your
that
way
walk
past the Ufarud's
the
necromantic
cavern look
creations
dead as
to
fuck
find the
anyways.
captive Jinn. Here, Varashta, an ancient Marraketh sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them.
She's hot.
After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the Astral Realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured
Oh, come on. I have good internet. You shouldn't be doing this.
Jinn. Now, when we say an imperfect copy,
We have to make it
mean that
perfect.
quite literally. Hold tight, because this league mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas. We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter,
This
giving you the option to choose
is a segment of PoE now that I'm trying to really understand. I have at least I believe I do. I have a surface line mini plus concept of how like the armor system works, the multiplicative buffs, you got to have all your resistances and all that kind of shenanigans. But when it comes to the whole like juicing and understanding like the negative modifiers like that is now the part that I am trying to understand with this game.
one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are modifiers that will apply to the Mirage area and have some pretty potent outcomes.
Why would you want portal scrolls
There are
and
wishes
wisdom
that grant
scrolls in Mirage areas when we literally have a portal gem? And it's not like they're difficult. It's not like they're not difficult to find anyways. Strange.
rewards, such as the wish for glyphs, which causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the Mirage to instead drop as other currencies.
Oh, I'm so stupid. It's the other way around. Jesus, what's wrong with my brain?
Or wishes that will spawn rewarding enemies, such as the wish for avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies, that convert their equipment drops to gold. And wishes that can grant you extreme power while inside the Mirage, such as the Wish for Souls or the Wish for Godhood, which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies or make you completely unkillable, while within the Mirage, of course.
Finally,
Each wish is also marked with
we can have more build bait. I swear to God, I don't know why. I think I'm gonna find so much build bait of people being like, my build is unkillable, and they don't disclose that they're in a fucking Mirage with that modifier. Now, I know that I'll spot it, but some people might not. Why do I feel like that's going to happen? I shouldn't say that because this community has more good faith than bad faith, but there are some bad actors.
the sigil of one of 3 powerful Jinn: the Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn, or Water Jinn.
Point of power.
Depending on the sigil chosen, monsters within the affected Mirage will have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies: a coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of skill.
Corrects a.
Each
Oh,
of these coins can be
interesting.
used on a max leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used.
So we're getting a
Only
new
one
type of
skill that is
corruption.
imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time,
Then
meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor.
how does this work for Val skill gems that are already corrupted? Can you double corrupt them?
As an example,
Choose what you wish
that's one of the rewards, but let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
for you.
Once you've made your choice of wish, enter the Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Jinn. Shatter this chain to free the Jinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As
That's who we
mentioned
are.
earlier,
We're enterprisers
Mirages
after
are
all.
an imperfect copy of the area the Jinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Jinn. Mirages created from an endgame map, for instance, will have all Scarab, Atlas, and map modifiers the area had. Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for
And if you
user-
have an unkillable modifier on your Mirage,
Blights can
that's
be
fucking
defeated
crazy.
again.
Because I can imagine you just like, if you get that unkillable modifier, you just have a like spare armor set with you, just rarity max. That might be the stupidest thing I've ever said, but y'all get what I'm trying to get at here.
Legions fought once more, and so on.
I like Legion. I like that lead mechanic.
Effectively, you get a portion of your map to play a second time, and everything you did to enhance the content of that map
Goes further than
applies
that.
in the Mirage
Interesting.
too. These recreated copies of League mechanics, however, have been warped into reality by the power of the Mirage. And this has some side effects. For one, a recreation may not be perfect. The factions of a Legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied. Or, the variety of strongboxes may change. More importantly,
Give me all
the
unique
mechanic
strong
may be
boxes.
empowered, with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage. For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to the usual pool. Restless
Don't matter
Ground
if I
will bring
can't
slain
die.
enemies to fight again, or Quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
That's not guaranteed though.
As a reward for these new threats, Mirage ultimatums can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral catalysts. These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers. As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here. Another example is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a Thaumaturgic Hourglass, a powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends
Kalgurin.
can mine in order to
Oh,
obtain
so
vast
is Settlers in
quantities of
core now?
Thaumaturgic dust.
Good. I love Settlers.
Blight encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufarud enemies, infested with blight. This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Interesting. Wow.
As a quick note, Imprisoned
That's
Gem
going to be a
generally
really
near
expensive
the
base
content
type, isn't
power in
it?
The Mirages. So you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates.
I've never interacted with anointing myself,
As the
but I've always had like friends trade stuff to me with it. So another thing to learn.
campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the Djinn. So your campaign experience will double down on being more action-packed and rewarding. Now, of course, if you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and
I
slaying
want to hear
them,
about this
you can
purifying
expect to find
unique
some new uniques.
thing. This seems cool.
The Ufarud are not only torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Maraketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact. An ancient
220
and exquisite Maraketh blade that has been
and
tarnished
poison
and
enemies with at least 12
its rusted
poisons.
and jagged edge is perfect for poisoning and withering your enemies.
So when you
However,
imbue poison, you get 4 other ones. So you can stack it.
Varashta has in her command the power to restore these once lost Maraketh treasures to their former glory. Acquiring a coin of restoration by slaying monsters in Mirages allows any unique obtained from the Ufarud to be transformed into its Maraketh counterpart, its glorious original form. Flesh
But-
Render, for
Is that a 1-to-1 better increase, or is it? Could it be different? Like, I wonder if
example, transforms into Sky Sunder, the original Maraketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun. When you ignite monsters, Sky Sunder reflects that ignite back to you, which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area. If you meddle with the affairs of the Ufarud for too long though, you may draw the ire of the Mirage League's new in-game boss, Suresh of the Weeping Black.
Sadish.
Suresh also has a set of powerful,
Have a
exclusive
diamond
items.
shrine.
Yours
of,
for the taking, if you're able to defeat
The
him.
resistance.
So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills.
Damn right I
Some
do.
holy skills.
Damn right I
In
do.
328, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the
I
faithful
am
to their
holy and
rightful place.
righteous.
We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples.
With holy hammers, you slam the ground to call down a hammer of justice from the sky. If this hits an enemy, an additional holy hammer will cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can
I'm
also
using
cause
that.
cascading slams.
I am fucking using that. Oh my! So I remember, I actually followed Zizarin's. What was it? It was like a Warcry automation slamming build. I think with this, it might actually work very well, especially with like the I keep forgetting what the I think is it Sinvecta's metal? I don't remember what it was, but it can ancestrally boost the slams too. So
The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment.
good. Judge all of them.
Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile.
Sure, it looks old.
Over 15 years ago. It's been long overdue for some attention.
The holy sweep.
With 328, it has been reworked into Holy Sweep.
Oh,
This
that's
skill converts some of
beautiful.
your physical damage to lightning, with shiny new effects to match. Some enemies struck by the initial sweep will have hammers of light batter them from above. These hammers cause area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts. When successfully hitting an enemy with Holy Strike, you'll summon forth a floating holy armament. a glowing mace that follows you closely. These weapons are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike themselves whenever you do. These holy armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to deal their damage. Stand against your foes with Shield of Light, a retaliation skill which will allow you to unleash a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield. Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to recruit your holy army to create purging light.
That's Herald of Purity, yeah.
Divine Blast emits a beam of holy light from your shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward.
That
with
looks
divine
underwhelming, but I have a feeling that someone's gonna make it really
Hallow
broken.
supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame. Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage.
That's what Herald of
Only
Ash
those
should
who
do.
not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it. Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of Holy Sentinels. Or friends, when they're online. We've also added sources of...
I feel so attacked by that statement because, in no shade to anyone, the amount of people I have gifted my Path of Exile 2 codes to, and none of them play the game. It's a regret I have because I now have some friends that really want to play the game, and I totally wish I could like undo maybe 3 of the codes that I gave out.
this debuff to a number of other places, such as unique items, cluster jewels, and the Guardian Ascendancy class.
Excuse me? Oh.
We also have another batch of new transfigured gems, with many of these
I was gonna say, wait,
variants for
Guardian's
gems
already
which
in
previously
Ascendancy.
had none. One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own. You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so.
That's good.
This gives you a mobile
That's
storm of
very
destruction that
effective.
follows you as you dive into battle. We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes. Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love to shake up the meta, so we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well.
Show me a few things.
Such as a pass on Bloodline classes, expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree, and various improvements to existing holy themed skills such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem, and Dominating Blow.
Holy Flame Totem has been there for
We're
me.
also doing our usual improvement to some of the least played Ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian and Warden. Speaking of Ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion
Hey.
and her new Reliquarian Ascendancy class. For those that have played the Legacy of Frisia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian
Never did
is a
one.
learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items.
Wonder if she knows Oriana.
All of her passive powers come from these unique items, found from throughout Rayclast. After ascending, first select the power of a unique armor. Victario's influence increases the level of all your auras and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance against incoming hits.
Oh, wow.
Next, pick from a unique weapon power. Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver.
Ah.
Or
Okay.
Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal
So
to
you're
your
imbuing
main
unique
weapons.
like abilities
Lastly,
into her
pick
ascendancy.
Your crown
God.
jewel, a unique jewelry power.
I swear to fucking God. Oh wait, never
Astral
mind.
Projector causes
Said-
Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes. Due
Sorry
to
for that.
all the ways you can mix and match unique powers, the Reliquarian has more flexibility in how you build it compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game. Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static Ascendancy
To be honest,
class.
I'm probably not going to
And
play it.
between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change.
Very
If you
smart.
don't like what she offers this expansion,
But I like what she offers in
hopefully
the
she'll
one.
have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one.
But then my only issue is, how are you going to put that all in Standard League? Because if you have a bunch of characters, let's say that many leagues after, right? Like you're making a sign every time. Are they all going to have different trees? Like is your character going to have an identity that's associated with a certain set? Tonight's the night? Oh, I'm sure it is, my friend. I am sure it is. How are you doing, by the way, Mr. the Bay Harbor Butcher? Sorry, go on.
Time to move on to the endgame.
Okay.
With this expansion, we are aiming to liven up the endgame, giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks. Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps, without interfering with the beloved core experience that has made mapping so successful.
In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story.
You did,
How
I
she
did
helped
not.
defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it. In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward: to destroy the Atlas. Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely.
To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane.
27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, The War for the Atlas, we had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence
Yeah,
regions
the
on the
influence,
Atlas
okay.
that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions.
Hey,
We
Katava.
realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps.
The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas.
What do you mean by
As an
that?
example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
I don't get that.
That Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
Oh, I see. So, if I'm not wrong, what he's basically saying is instead of having like specific areas tied to maps, you just have the stats, and then you put the stats on the areas you want. That's cool. I never played during the initial parts of the Atlas, so I never really experienced this problem. But I'm glad to see the great end of it and not have to have experienced both. But it's a good change. I can imagine a lot of players are probably happy with
There are
that.
many benefits to this change, which is that if you are the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice. For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa
Oh.
for peak boss killing efficiency.
Wow. Okay, see, okay. Also, I didn't know that in maps it was tied like that. No wonder I never got a headhunter.
Up until now, this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting
But
all
now
your
you
favorite maps to
don't.
Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading.
You just put the
You'll
stats
also
and
notice
you
that the
pick
structure of
Mesa.
the Atlas has changed. If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after. You will now begin at the center of the Atlas, with each corner housing one of 4 Voidstone slots. In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the Atlas, so you can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first
But
time.
then I wonder, do you...
Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league.
Okay, that was
You
gonna ask.
now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum of 10. Given there are around
There's 20,
30
so you can
maps,
choose. Okay.
you only need to complete the half you want, if you can get your hands on them. Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These have been moved to new places, and actually, you can get more than before. Due to Zana's actions, Egan now has a new goal and is determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use of a mysterious new discovery.
Astro
Arcane astrolabes. Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects.
Adds a shape.
When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it. There are many different kinds of astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions. For example, an abyssal region, which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss. Or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
Then how does this interact with the passive tree? Do they stack?
Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map. Upon doing so, every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier. This means as you progress through the shaped
You're
region,
juicing the other
maps
ones.
you run will become more and more intense. With the relevant mechanic,
Chad, I'm gonna have to play this league actually pretty serious. This league is a great opportunity for me to really work on my skill set with this game, for sure.
Finally, at the end of the region of maps, once you have successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had.
Oh?
He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking.
Ah, why thank you.
Each vault is associated
I'll take 5 Mage Bloods, please.
with a specific quadrant on the Atlas, so you're able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward. One such vault is the Archon's Vault, where you'll be rewarded with powerful unique items. Or the Zealot's Vault, to acquire valuable currency items. This new shaped region system is one that promotes running many different maps. But for players that want to engage with this new system while still wanting to run the same map over and over again, the synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that. With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be also good to mention some handy tips and tricks.
What is
for
that
quickly
build?
navigating the new Atlas.
I want to do whatever that
When
is.
using the map device, the Atlas defaults to your previously run map.
Yeah.
So running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible. You can right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your Atlas to that location with the map already placed and ready to run. When you select a special area that requires multiple items, such as to fight at Zeri or open the Domain of Timeless Conflict,
I'm not fighting at
if you
Zeri.
have the
I'm
fragments
good.
to access that in your inventory, it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot.
I hate damage reflection.
That's the core of the new endgame. But there's a lot more endgame changes coming in 3.28. Let's blast through them. Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize busy work so you can spend more time doing what you love.
Holy no
killing
loot
monsters
filter.
and getting loot. To that end, we've made a number of changes. We won't get into too much detail, but here's a quick summary of what you can expect to have received adjustment.
Holy
We've
no
removed
loot filter.
cartographer's chisels and map device crafts entirely. The loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places.
Okay. That's like my favorite thing to hear when you hear something about a nerf. It has been made up for everywhere else.
Voidstones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your atlas, including adding the new Originator Voidstone, which enables specific atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed.
I didn't know
Bosses
that.
have been kept
Interesting.
around, and they better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced. No more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills, and no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically. Petal skills in Originator maps have been removed. However, some of their effects are now available from the altars and memory threads. Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will
See,
now
I don't know
drop
about
an
any of
itemized
this.
version of
I
that
have.
thread,
This is.
allowing you to save
You were
it for
talking to an
later
airhead
or
right now.
trade it at your leisure. We've
to
added
look at.
new scarabs, such as this
Trying
Expedition
to think of this
Scarab of
here.
Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks. And for those of you looking to take
The
on
dog
the
is in my
ultimate
room.
one-on-one fight, the Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional
Rogue
will
Exile.
place a true antagonist-level rogue exile threat in your map. Empowered by every type of Wildwood Wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine.
You better
this
drop a
exile is
headhunter.
not to be trifled with. Alongside that, we've also changed some, such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a Beyond boss would spawn in your map. On top of that,
Okay.
we've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives,
Again, a
Such
part of the
as
tree that I
Legend
understand a little more now, but
which
still,
now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members.
like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh my god, I noticed how different this is," because I just would look at a build guy and just click whatever it told me to click.
Fractured Veiled mod. Check out the new The Paths Not Taken Keystone, which means your maps on average will drop twice as many divination cards. But which
Ah,
ones
so-
can drop will be a mystery.
So good for that
And
headhunter.
last but not least, we've also
Stray
made
is
some
talking
changes to
about.
King's March shipping, such as we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops. I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favored resources, and you can even re-roll
Favorite
them for
lead
gold
mechanic.
if they're not offering what you're after. Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want.
Okay, but will the rewards actually look like what you showed
Not to
before?
mention
Because
the
the worst part about Calgar was being blue ball with how the rewards looked in the trailer versus what we actually got.
Gurrens have
No
discovered
offense.
several new powerful
And this could have
rune grafts for you
changed.
to
Like I
get your
said,
hands
I haven't
on,
played in two
such
leagues.
as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask, and the Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration.
Oh, that's nice.
We mentioned earlier about the Originator Voidstone enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's get into that, as there's a decent amount to cover. After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas.
What is a nightmare map?
These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out. Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character, but there's existed a gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values. Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life. One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices even at later levels and deep into the endgame. However, we are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover, adding additional enticing drops to bosses that
They
may
mention that.
otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy cursed ground, which spawns
Beautiful.
toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode.
They look
dealing
so
hex
happy
damage.
until they blow up.
From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support, which causes
That's
your raining
cool.
attacks to create celestial storms of energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach.
Now
with
they
massive damage.
deal with chaos damage
Defeating
plans.
the incarnation of neglect may win you the Frostmage support. Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells with extraordinary cold damage. We'll tease some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame is coming back.
To core.
However, we do
I do know that Zizarin complained about this. Not that the mechanic is bad, but that he made an interesting point about ground loot being useless. So I wonder if they're gonna just nerf it or actually make the ground loot better.
know that many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters.
Oh, that too.
In order to address these concerns, we'll be making a number of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage. But we also wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows, causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls.
Okay.
For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all,
You can just
there's
remove
now
them.
a pair of keystones that allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want. Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats. Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum rush.
Guys, what is this build he's using?
Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas Notable grants a chance to have additional unstable
I
breaches
know
in
he's
your
using a
maps.
Templar because he's left-handed.
The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or hive fortress.
Not this
While
one.
the Breach Scarab of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from hive monsters in all subsequent waves. Graft items will no longer exist, but we've moved several of the graft skills to new exceptional supports, such as the Hiveborn support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill, and the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach
A
them.
little bit of yawn there.
We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new
Hey,
bosses in the
Lizeste.
Bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options.
I still like how they named the boss in POE 2
Also with its
Zesht,
new narrative,
which means
we
like
look forward to extrapolating on all of this
horrendous,
and learning
ugly
more about
in
Aelith,
Farsi.
the Hiveborn, and its
And he
breach
is.
lords in the future.
That covers all the new content we're adding, and that was a lot. From a new in-game system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up.
Yeah,
in
it
the
seems
new
like a very
Mirage
strong league.
And all
sure.
that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new ascendancy class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life. So let's get into that now.
You can now favorite trades on the currency exchange. This consists of selecting 2 currencies that you want to be able to trade between with a single click, and setting them as a favorite trade. Favorite trades will appear by default when opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data. A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open. Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards, it will automatically be handed in to become the resultant item. If you then turn in another set immediately,
It'll
the
just
reward
put it
from
in-
the previous set will be transferred to your inventory directly,
Okay.
assuming
That's
there's
a
enough
nice
free
change.
space to do so. Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which transfigured gem of that type you'd like to receive. The asynchronous trade item sale history is now hoverable, with full item descriptions of the sold item.
Okay.
When using Divine Orbs, you can now tell exactly which modifiers can be randomized. The ritual icon will now glow if you've got significant unspent tribute in an area and all rituals are complete, and a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion. Also on the topic of ritual, you can now quick use vessels on completed rituals. Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine surrounded by enemies and find it extremely difficult to click? Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap.
Okay.
Since 3.24, we've been looking to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 3.28 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the campaign, scattered across all 10 acts. Some of these reward some pretty useful stuff, so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side passages, chests, and encounters as you progress throughout Rayclast. We want most of these to be a surprise, but we'll show you
Just one, baby.
There is
Just
now
one.
a small central island in the Karui Fortress, all inhabitants of which will drop a basic tattoo when slain. Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter
Rip wallet.
packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs.
Unless they're ugly.
The Curator of Wisdom
That's a
and
cool
Iron
portal pack.
Incarcerator packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several
stuff.
exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The Traveling
Looks
Wisdom
cool.
back attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey, complete with a helpful rat friend.
Rat. You know what?
These
Maybe I'll
chronicles
just
will
get the
activate
rat.
their magic upon identifying items, and will track the number of items identified of each rarity. Just hover the item, or link it in chat to show it off. The Acquired Wisdom Unique Finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most exiles would struggle carrying piles of scrolls while traveling Rayclast, but the Grand Curator
I
of
don't
Wisdom
mind
armor
that
set
one, but I already have like the Scarlet Clay and Scarlet Violet armor, and it looks, at least in terms of its design, not the glows, similar. So
is perfect for the
yeah, I'll pass
adventurous
on this
scholar.
one.
Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge, they also hold power. As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away, before rematerializing shortly after. It also features a series of helmet variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after.
Okay, never mind.
Summon your
Maybe I will. Maybe I
scroll-shaped
don't this one.
familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is formed from folded magical texts, and can shapeshift between different forms.
I like that is like
You can
the
think of this
frames
as
of the
having
pet.
multiple heads in
Okay.
one. It can fold into a fox and then even burn away, reforming into a flying bird.
I like the texture
This series of
design
packs
for
also
when
contains the scroll
the pet
portals,
transforms.
jumbo-sized versions of the Scroll of Wisdom and Portal Scroll that you can make a quick retreat through. A supreme catalogue of knowledge can't remain in one place for too long and risk
It's a
being
nice
pillaged by
hideout.
thieves. The Titan Apex Hideout features a colossal titan who carries your base of operations atop their shoulders, constantly moving through a boundless desert.
That being said, doesn't be the
Iron
turtle.
Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Jesus.
The Incarcerator's Restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by binding them to the earth as they were
This is a
tortured for
very
their
POE 2
wrongdoings.
themed one.
Shackles envelop your choice of torturing device when using the chains of the
Oh,
Incarcerator.
that's what we're
weapon
calling them
effect.
now.
These chains shatter into links as you batter enemies. Make your way through Red Class as a walking penitentiary, intimidating your enemies with the elite Iron Incarcerator armor set. After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat to your
I
torture
like that.
chamber. It acts as a great deterrent for would-be intruders. This peculiar creature was a favorite amongst incarcerators. They would be sent into the midst of prison riots
like
to
that.
mesmerize and control the toughest of minds. Use their talents to charm other players' pets, causing them to abandon their owners and follow in line behind you instead, at least until it wears off. What better way to execute prisoners when your torturing has depleted their value? Harvest their souls to fuel this map device, condemning them to eternal incarceration. Your kills within the map are also recorded based on the rarity of the monster. You can choose to pin an execution session that you're satisfied with on this miniature leaderboard, which is displayed for all that dare enter your hideout. Additionally, all microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Okay. Pretty good league reveal. I'm glad to say that I will be saving my money because I really like the pet of the other support pack in the hideout, but it's not the turtle. The turtle is way cooler. But again, you guys like supporting the game, definitely do so. We have a lot of interesting stuff going on this year with Exile Con, which, my God, I missed the opportunity to get tickets. What I would do to go. GGG, if you're seeing this, sponsor me, guys. Please. I will do anything for you. I will be your grand experiment of from rookie to hero. Or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But yeah, so just again, from an outsider's point of view, this looks like a very strong league. The ability to be able to juice your content even further seems quite nice. And this is exactly the thumbnail that I saw before I watched this video and watched that video, mind you. So I can tell that, hey man, if Zizarin's happy, then most likely I should be happy too. Again, a concern that I have is, again, like, it feels like the ground loot system and all that is just kind of still a little obsolete. Maybe gotta strict up the loot filter, but in terms of playing next week, we definitely plan to, and I'm going holy all the way. You guys already know. But yeah, if you guys like this Twitch stream, please leave a follow on twitch.tv/Rahyah. Let me know you want to see more. I'll definitely upload this to YouTube as well. And yeah, hope to see y'all later. This is the Rahyah signing out. Peace out.